lot of the cards you're going to see in this video are available on our collects. Check out the show description for a link. We were able to go to Collectible Investments in Hurst. Been there before. We really like it because of all the value boxes. You can see on the wall to the left there, they have value boxes by team, player, vintage. I started with vintage football because I collect Abner Haynes cards, and I found one right there, one I don't have, one of his later cards with the Broncos. Abner Haynes was the first black college football player in Texas, at my alma mater, North Texas. So I collect him. He was also the AFL's first MVP and Rookie of the Year for the Chiefs, and is in the Kansas City Chiefs Ring of Honor or Hall of Fame, whatever they have. I would like to go see it someday. I also found a cool Unitas there. I think that was a couple bucks. Last few vintage football, and then I'm ready for another challenge. And the hard part is deciding which box is next, because as you can see, they have so many at Collectible Investments in Hurst. I eventually found a vintage baseball box that I liked, and we'll see what I find in that. I've really just started getting into vintage within the last few months. I'm really drawn to the 50s and 60s cards, especially the 50s. I think the designs are amazing. The colors are much more crisp than you would think for it being such an old card. Lots of legendary names. So obviously in these value boxes, you're not going to find those legendary names. Like I've been trying to collect Hank Aaron. He's not going to be in a value box. But I'm looking for names right now. I'm just looking for names that I recognize from just being a baseball fan my whole life. And there's a ton of nuance in the vintage market. Um, there's certain sets you look for, like certain number or a certain color of lettering on names or a background. Certain players may be harder to find than others. Which players are harder to track down to complete a set? There's a lot of set builders with vintage, which I totally get and respect that hobby, that part of the hobby. So I don't know all that yet. I'm just getting into it. But it's a whole different world than the ultra modern stuff. And in my opinion, most of the time it's way cooler. As you can see, I have a couple of cards set to the side there. I did end up buying those. I'll show you those up close at the end. It's Roy Face and a Pittsburgh Pirates like teammates card. Very cool. They're in the collect shop. And at this point, my wife wanted to take over and she wanted to look at modern cards. So you can see she grabbed a box there of autographs and relics. So she's going to look through those. We did end up grabbing a few. She actually does a lot better job than I do of showing the cards to the camera so you can see them better on these videos. A lot of these autographs are players that, didn't have great careers or whatever, didn't play in the major leagues very long. So I kind of try to keep a close eye on the prospects. I don't follow prospects super closely, but I follow them closely enough that if I've heard of a prospect, I kind of set the card to the side. Because if I've heard of them, they do something well enough to be notable, and I need to look into that card. So we did end up grabbing a couple of prospect cards from this value box. Actually, I think 3 prospect autos, 2 from debut and 1 from Stars and Stripes. We have visited Collectible Investments before, a couple of years ago, and the only card I remember purchasing then was a Spencer Schwellenbach auto that I think I got for $1. So that worked out well. I was kind of looking for a repeat of that this time. So here are our finds from the value boxes. For modern, we have a Steel Walker auto, Brandon Winokur, Levi Sterling. We got a Jonah Heim rookie for my wife. She collects him. And now onto the vintage in the case. And this is where the decision making got very difficult for me. One of my personal collections is Hank Aaron cards from the 50s. And look at that beautiful card I found there. Could not pass that up. Couldn't get over it. Looking for more Hank Aaron here. They had a lot, as you can see. And I found this. Home run leaders. It's from the 60s. I'm focusing on the 50s, but it was a good price I couldn't pass up. And there's some more Hank Aaron cards, mostly like team cards and cards from the 70s and things like that. A lot of cool stuff. Then another card caught my eye, this Ernie Banks. And they had a couple of them. I chose the one that was in better condition. Loved that card. Put that with my Hank Aaron's there. Well, there was another Ernie Banks I couldn't decide on. It's hard to pick just one. Then I saw this Richie Ashburn, had to have it. So let's take a closer look at the vintage cards I decided on. Here's the Abner Haynes. It's in rough shape, but it's in the PC now. Glad to have it. This Hank Aaron base card. Very good shape. Love it. Very excited about that one. And again, I'm focusing on Hank Aaron cards from the 50s, but I'll get to the 60s eventually. Here's a little head start from 1962. And Ernie Banks was on the last card, and I had to have this card as well as this Richie Ashburn. Had to grab it. Underrated player, all-time great. And then these vintage I have on my collects. We have Unitas. We have a couple of vintage Pittsburgh Pirates. All these for sale on my collects. There is a link in the show description. Thanks to Collectible Investments in Hurst. And thanks for watching. We love this hobby and all the people that are associated with it. If you feel the same way, please like this video and follow our channel. Thanks.